Welcome inside Scotiabank Arena for a doubleheader of blue and white hockey, starting with the Marlies taking on their provincial rivals, the Belleville Senators. This is Todd Crocker. I'm Danielle Bain, and a special welcome to our viewers on FloHockey this afternoon. Todd, it has been a while since we've been able to do this because of the Royal Road Trip, which you were on. So I'd love to know, what were some of your takeaways from the road trip?
Well, I think the fact that the guys got together, and anytime you go out on the road, and not a lot of teams across parts of this league get a chance to do this very often, but to get out on the road for a little more than just a couple of days, it really gives the team a chance to get together, find out who the other guys are in less formal settings like a practice or game-like situation. So I think the team grows together in this situation. I think over the last 3 games, 4 out of 6 points, it lets them know what they have to do to get over the hump of not giving up that extra point in overtime. So I think the expectation that they put on each other, that's what they gain the most out of a road trip.
Well, making his Marlies debut on that road trip was Fraser Minton. 3 points in 3 games so far. What has your impression been of him?
So smart. That's, I think, the biggest thing that I take away from Fraser Minton and how he plays. One, I talked to him after the first game that he played. Enthusiastic, really excited to get back in and play some meaningful hockey. That you could say that about anybody. But to come in and find the timing after just 3 games, pick up a goal in that 3rd game, and then just have the smarts to play the way he did, centering a line that suddenly changed on him as Alex Steeves went up to the Maple Leafs. He gets Alex Nylander on his line with Nikita Grabenkin. The 3 of them, they might have something.
Well, we'll see his home debut here this afternoon against Belleville, and we'll hear from Marlies head coach John Gruden when we return. Welcome back. I'm here with Marlies head coach John Gruden. John, a couple games on the road there, big road trip. What are some takeaways that you have from those games?
Well, I think just the resiliency of our players as far as, regardless of what the score is, to continue to battle. Down a couple and tough against good teams and in tough buildings. And our guys had a lot of resiliency of being able to somehow get a point out of it. So we were very impressed with that as a staff.
You guys have really limited goals. You're top 3 in goals allowed in the league. I'm curious to know, how can you ramp up things in terms of offensive ability with someone like Alex Steeves up with the Leafs?
Yeah, that's kind of been our focus a little bit. I think, we want to make sure we're defending, because at the end of the day, that's your identity, and that's what's going to get you through times where the goals dry up. But we do need to be a little bit better in the offensive zone to take away from all that. And again, it's just when Alex goes up, it's just going to be someone else's opportunity. So we'll miss him for sure, but it's good for him to get called up with the Leafs.
Thanks so much.
Anytime.
All right, puck drop between Belleville and Toronto here at Scotiabank Arena when we return.
Nova Scotia, your captain, number 11, Logan Shaw. From Slate Hill, New York, number 26, Nick Abruzzese. From Richmond Hill, Ontario, number 77, Ryan Twarberg. And starting in goal from your fellow Sweden, number 35, Dennis Hildeby. And now, please rise. If you are able, remove your hats and join students from Georges Etienne Cartier in the singing of our national anthem.
The Toronto Marlies and the Belleville Senators for the third time this season. There'll be 10 of them, so they'll get to know each other awfully well. Malcolm Subban gets the call for the Belleville Senators in his fourth game for the Sens. Last time he faced the Marlies, a 5-1 loss he took. He's with the Rochester Americans at the time. At the other end, it is Dennis Hildeby, and he has put some great games together. He has put together game after game in his career here with Toronto of just solid goaltending. He's got some size, obviously. You already probably knew that, but he has got some terrific talent and skill to go along with it. Some seasoning here in the American League. The Eras game here at Scotiabank Arena as the two teams underway in the first period. Marshall Rafai paired up with Philippe Myers. See, a little bit of what Marshall Rafai's game is, apparently. Played with Yanni Hakanpää. Got himself some time with Matt Benning, and now it's center back up. Finding Rafai. Looks down toward the goal. The rebound comes tantalizingly out. Here's Myers. He was with the Marlies previously, and just down here on a conditioning stint from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Shaw trying to get loose with this one. Myers picks it up and moves it quickly over. He's wearing number 51. He was with the Marlies previously, a couple of years ago, and he found himself in the Tampa organization and finds himself back here with Toronto. A couple of games in the American League. Fraser Minton down the left side. Got himself his first professional goal the other night in Cleveland. Minton trying to take this one away along the boards. Try to seal it off there for the Sens. It comes loose, and Nylander plays it back up. Weber, long shot, but it drifts off wide as there's Benning with the puck as he knocks it down the wall. Back the other way it comes, and Benning crushes the opposition to the boards. Hard hit, now back the other way. Grabenkin cuts in, and he tried to take that spot, and that shot in the high slot. I'm going to Dr. Zeus this thing. Here's Niemela as he plays it off into the corner. Mastro Simone comes after. He got his first goal of the game, or first goal of the season, rather, the other night in Cleveland as well, and he picks up one on the backhand as he tries to force his way inside. Comes back up for Niemela. Quillen plays it back over. Kokkonen couldn't get that one inside. Blocked out front. They play it back up as Hervinen. Boy, a great idea there from Mastro Simone, but he couldn't quite make contact. It finds its way all the way back as Niemela picks it up there. Steps out front of Hildeby and works his way up, sending it to the right side for Zach Solo, who drops into the game here. Getting back into the lineup as the Marlies see Alex Steeves up with the Leafs, and Grabenkin now working back down the left side. It got away from him. He'll force it down into the corner. He and Solo meet up, and it looks like a little physicality might be on the menu for John Gruden's Toronto Marlies this afternoon. They know that that is a lot of what Belleville brings to each game. Solo sends it along to Grabenkin. He doesn't have much of an opportunity, but he slides away from a hit as Gannett tried to line him up. He was the one who got crushed by Benning earlier in the period. We get things underway just 3 minutes in here to the first at the Scotiabank Arena. Reinhart has got a little bit of distance to make up. Knocked over there was Cade Weber. Right back comes Logan Shaw. Gives it over to Abruzzese. Straight down low. Shaw gives it back, but Abruzzese thought there was some help at the blue line. And it got by and all the way back down the ice. Kokkonen. Tip there from Ryan Torberg, but nobody home. Davies picks it up for the Senators, getting back through the middle. Hildeby gets it on the backhand. Highmore trying to get a touch on it. Pulled off the boards by Abruzzese, and he looks for a little help and finds it. Now it's Nylander. Played up by Kokkonen. Davies sends it right back in. Turned away by Hildeby as they try to step out of the corner. This one comes back to the line. Sent straight back in. Minton, just an easy touch as Nylander finds Grabenkin exiting the zone. They're going to have to get back on side. In fact, they don't get back on side. The Toronto Marlies 7-1-3 to start the season. Take a look at Marshall Rafai. We talk about guys getting conditioning, and they always get put with Rafai, and how much that will help him to work with some tremendous players as he looks to make his bid to jump into the National Hockey League. There he is with the puck there. Senators are 5-2-4 so far this season. The last two games these two teams played, highly contested, both into the shootout. Marlies took the first one, and the Senators took the second one, both home wins on consecutive days. That's for Simone. In on the left side as Quillen wins that draw, and it is right back up and out of the zone. Trying to wrestle for it was Myers. He's got an offensive mindset. Myers certainly created some interesting offensive plays as Mastro Simone got a penalty coming up here. Hooking is going to be handed out. The Marlies are trying to bring it back across the line, but Mastro Simone got his stick caught up and finds his way into the box. And so the power play will get an opportunity here for the Belleville Senators. Their power play running 23.4% so far this season. Marlies PK hasn't given up one here at home, either here or Coca-Cola Coliseum. The first one here at Scotiabank this season, and Logan Shaw steals it away. Sends it back down the ice. He and Minton out on the penalty kill. Valuable minutes for Minton as well. And now Borgo sends it across the line with Crookshank. They try to pin it into the corner, but as the Senators send it back up to the blue line, Davies was not there to capture it, and it comes all the way back into the Senators' end. They'll venture out again with Quillen out up top. Borgo across the line wearing number 13. Now he's got some help over on the half boards. Davies winds up and he blasts that one into Quillen, who gets after it, and it is cleared right back out by Rafai. That is a tough shot to take from Jacob Quillen. We're 5.5 minutes into this first period. A little under a minute left to go in the extra man. Across the line they come. Reinhardt finds Gannett over to the far side for Highmore. Gannett gets it back. Looking for an option. Down into the corner it goes. Benning there to give it the touch and move it back into the corner. Gets a little bit of help here from Torberg as it shakes loose. Zach Solo gave it a tap. Boy, I bet you he's got some energy in the legs here getting back into the lineup as it is floated the rest of the way. 25 seconds left to go in the penalty to Mastro Simone. Gannett looks to move it up ice himself and then kind of slowed the attack as they got it to the blue line, but no further. They'll try one more time. That puck will not enter. Bon Giovanni, a couple of different tries. It comes in, and with 3 seconds left to go, Mastro Simone on his feet rejoins Society. Vilna cross ice. Picking it up, Kokkonen as he races down the right wing, has it on the backhand, turns back, fires it toward the goal. Boy, he had a great thought process there. Didn't find its way past the goaltender or on him. Pettersson comes right back the other way, leading it in. As Hildeby just sweeps it aside into the corner for his forwards. After it comes Villeneuve, and Minton has played off the boards. Abrazizi out there, and he'll rotate off. On comes Nylander. Grabenkin as well. He's in through center, tossed into the far corner as Minton comes by and picks it up himself. Got great balance out there. Grabenkin tough to move as well as they scoop it by a couple, and now they'll race back on the play. 3-on-2, but Nylander gets back quick to get on top of it. Antipalo has that lifted by Rafai to face the price of making it work, and now Minton tries to fire it back out on the backhand. The puck comes to the blue line, finds its way out, and then dribbles its way right back in. Myers reaches for it, captures it. Now Rafai just puts it to some open ice, and it allows Nylander to make the play. Minton comes down the left wing, firing it inside. There's the shot. What a rip by Grabenkin, in case you didn't know he had a shot in the trick bag. Here's Grabenkin again, coming out of the corner. He's got some folks making a change back up high. He's got to do some work to keep it in. He does, and now racing after it comes Quillen down into the corner. And we got a penalty coming up here. This time, I think Alex Nylander is going to sit down, although he is going to skate over to the bench. And I think that instead it's going to be Jake Quillen who sits down. Danielle? Oh, here's Danielle earlier with David Bell.
I'm here with Belleville head coach David Bell. And David, previous 2 games against the Marlies, both games go to shootout in classic rivalry fashion. What have you liked about those 2 games, and where can you guys improve?
I think just the competitive nature of both games, like you come from behind or they come from behind, and then it's never over. You got to play extra time. But I like the non-quit. I like, grabbing momentum back. I think the Marlies are a big momentum team, and they can score in bunches. So our ability to stop them from scoring in bunches has been key, and kind of hope to do that again today.
No surprise that Angus Crookshank is off to a great start. How close do you think he is at kind of getting a longer look at the next level?
Well, every coach likes guys that score goals, so I think he had a strong training camp this year in Ottawa. So it's just they've stayed relatively healthy up front. So if he just keeps doing what he's doing, and hopefully his time will come, and when he gets a shot again, he stays for a long time.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
David Bell always measured in his responses. He's got a great thought process, and he's got this Belleville Senators club going in the right direction, has since he took over. And I think he's got a lot of respect. He's got a good coaching staff over there as well. Former Marlies captain Andrew Campbell and Steph Legion, who was a Marlie as well. So got some guys who have played some hockey games, know a little bit about this league, that is for sure. Know the trials and tribulations of it as well. As you'll be in this league a long time, get yourself organized up around contributing on a daily basis. Just waiting for the puck to drop here for Dennis Hill to be stick side, and the power play, the second opportunity for the Senators. Crookshank comes in against Shaw. It's one thing to get a look, it's quite another thing to get the right kind of look. And as a player, sometimes you just like a little bit more minutes, but you got to play for him. Halliday moves that one along, getting it back. Hard shot, slams off the goaltender. A little touch there by Shaw, but not enough. And now Davies, who likes to shoot in that situation, as it is pounded back out by Shaw. And they seem to want him to do that in the first game and second game as well. There was a lot of that opportunity that he presented. As it comes back up the board, Shaw will pick it up there, and he tried to move it back along for Minton, and now Minton nearly causes Davies to give it away. He's got the chances. He tries to bring it back inside, and Fraser Minton just gave a little bit of a chance there, and now back the other way on the break. Torberg shoots off the pads, and Subban makes a quality save. And a misplays by the Senators in that first minute gave the Marlies the best chances on the power play that they are currently on. Reinhart sends it off to the boards. Comes to the near side, slides by one. Played into some open space where it's grabbed up by Myers, and he clatters it off the glass and sends it the rest of the way. Marlies get to make the change here, 4 for 4. 30 seconds left to go as Gannett drops this one back, and the Senators try to form up behind it on the drop back. Lifted in, deep into the corner. After it goes Benning. He moves it along for Cade Weber. He's got some size to him. Solo reaches in, peels it off the boards. It comes loose, and now the extra effort is able to get that puck out of the zone. Quillen back on his feet. Work down the board and send it up high. Gannett looks in, wanted some traffic. Here's the chance. That shot comes bounding in, but is turned away. Right back the other way. Highmore skated right by that. That silent puck just slid into his feet. Nearly too many men. 9:45 left to play as we're halfway into this first period. Zach Solo picks it up on the backhand, throws it to the middle, and Kokkonen is there to skate into it. He's got Mastro Simone going to the goal, and now Mastro Simone is hit into the corner, straight back up and straight after it. He'll head over to the bench as the Senators reclaim it. Cut off at center. Nylander tips it away, trying to manufacture a chance and get it across the blue line. Lifted down into the corner. Hildeby moves it quickly along, snapped ahead for Grabenkin, got by him and all the way down the ice as the Marlies do a pretty good job of killing off the penalties. The last one, some real good opportunities to turn it the other way. They got a couple of shorthanded goals. Minton was looking for his second one to be of that variety. He's been good. He admitted the timing was not even close on the first game. He just needed to get that back, but hard to argue that he hasn't found it. Drop back at the point. Pilon really had that one tipped away from him. Pilon moves it back behind the goal. This one rolls back up along the near side. Grabenkin moves some freight and gets it back to William Villeneuve. Kokkonen looking cross ice. That's a long pass, and it is knocked down at the blue line. Spinning back the other way. Here's Pilon. After it, Myers. He gets a bit of a shove there from Rees, but it allows the Marlies to get a hold of it and bring it straight back out. Back in it comes. Subban sends it back the other way. Pilon comes cross ice, and now they've got it overloaded on the left side, and coming back into the middle, Davies. He wants that for that shot as it comes in on Hildeby, and he scoops it up in the glove. It's a considerable scoop he's got, and he hangs on to that one with 8:05 left to go in period number one. Both teams with only 3 shots on goal so far. Dennis Hildeby started out with the Leafs this season with Joseph Hall on the injured list, and then came down here to the Marlies, and John Gruden real happy to have 3 quality goaltenders in Matt Murray, who plays with such calm and intensity, and Akhtaamov as well. He's getting into his first season in the American League. Davies, he wants to wind up every time. That shot comes in, dances out front, and finds its way up top. And the Senators on the board first here at Scotiabank Arena as Crookshank, Danielle just talked to David Bell about him, is looking to find his way an extended look into Ottawa, and finds himself a goal here in the first period. Shot inside, and he wasn't quite 100% sure that he got the right angle on it, but he sure did. And the Senators get on the board first here in period number one, and now Crookshank is in a small disagreement out on the ice. Jump back into it here is Mastro Simone. Well, he nearly took an elbow from him too, but it's picked up. Great thought there from Quillen to try and get it back down the boards. Little help here. Back in it comes. Niemela reaches back for this one. Haven't been a lot of premium this season. Mastro Simone plays it back in. The Marlies were one of the best clubs on offense last year in this league. And all the way back in it comes. This one will be picked up for icing and brought all the way back. And you see Marshall Rafai, and the growth that he has had so far this season has been terrific. The growth of his first games in the American Hockey League, just finding out the speed, the physicality of the league coming out of Harvard. He actually gravitated to the physical play here quicker than you might think. And He became a bit of a force to be reckoned with and earned himself a good look. Big shot there from Myers. It's that shot I'm talking about. He certainly doesn't mind throwing that into the mix. Abruzzese push back up the wall as they lift it back out into center. Rafai comes all the way back to this one. Quick up. Solo will chase. Davies will get there. Abruzzese after it as well. Solo gets in the way of it, and Kressler moves it back at the blue line. Trying to fire it back into the zone, but that had no luck whatsoever. Rafai comes all the way back to it. Up ahead, Abruzzese. Little pitch over to Kressler. Mishandled, and Reinhart gets a hold of it. Sends it right back the other way. Sharp one to Highmore, who comes cross ice. Lifted down the boards. No control on it, though, as they grab a hold of it. Reinhart gives this one straight over to Zach Solo, trying to decide whether he wanted to work that one back himself or send it along for some help. Back down the right side. Stick out of the hand of Weber. Hildeby came out after it, and it's back up the boards. Hildeby quick back to the right spot. Now it is tipped out by Grabenkin, who continues to get after that puck back down the right side. Now, interesting now as the schedule picks up for Toronto as well. They had a couple of week stretch there where they only had one game. As Nylander brings it across on the backhand, this one given over to Niemela, and it is poked away from him by Pettersson. He's got to race back to it, or else problems develop. They got there, no harm, no foul. Now Rees goes to the bench, centered, no luck there, and played back out into center as well. Boucher, long one in for Hildeby. And the Marlies just trying to organize up here with a little over 5 minutes to go. Look a little disjointed at the moment as this one comes across the line. They don't like the look of it. And with 5:06 left to go here in the first period, the Marlies down 1-0 on the Angus Crookshank goal. Danielle.
Well, Todd, you were there on that Royal road trip. Marlies went 1-1, 2-1. Only one regulation loss there. And when you think about their special teams, their PK was perfect at home before going on this road trip. So if you look at these road trip results, it is a little bit skewed. That PK is looking pretty low. But if you actually think about it, coming into this game, the Marlies were third in the league in both penalty kill and power play. So they have had a lot of success on special teams so far this season. I asked head coach John Gruden what the keys have been to that success in those areas. He said the biggest thing is consistency. Giving guys as many looks together with the same units has been great for them, and it's been easy to keep them together when they keep having good results. He says he wants to keep seeing that consistency from his guys, put in the exact same effort for every power play, every penalty kill, like the game's on the line.
I think it's the pretzels.
Oh my goodness.
The pretzels, we got these pretzels on the road. The equipment guys got these pretzels. I forget the name of them, but they're not in a pretzel shape as you might expect. You know, like the...
Well, at least they're getting good fuel to find that success on those special teams, Todd.
That's right.
Always about the fuel.
Right. That's right. But these ones are like cinnamon flavor, and they're short little pretzel sticks. I think pretzel is the shape, though. I don't understand how something can be a pretzel, but not in a pretzel shape. I think you got to come up with a brand new name. I don't know. I think you work on these things day after day. They rack your brain, and you got to get them out. Anyway, it was the key to some of the success. Pretzel sticks. They get things cleaned up down in the behind it. Malcolm Subban, they've got everything fixed up. You'd figure they come in through this door over here. You'd think those guys would be done first, but as it turns out, they just maybe didn't have enough pretzels prior to getting out there. You don't know. Pretzels, like Danielle said, fuel. Get you going in the right direction. They're not a breakfast food, mind you, but nonetheless, here's Myers. Lifted out. Or no doubt somebody has made them into a breakfast food somewhere along the way. As it comes loose, bowl of pretzels. They try to get that one out, but it ends up in the bench area as Myers is pretty certain that he's just going to lead this one in to the zone and say that's where the face-off is going to be. And I think really he got the linesman to talk about it just enough that they in fact did it. Whether it deserved or did not deserve to be there is irrelevant now, as the face-off is deep inside Belleville territory. Fraser Minton will come in for this. This is one of the areas that you work on, and clearly a win there, but as a centerman in this league, you've got some crafty veterans, guys like Logan Shaw that know a thing or two about taking lots of face-offs, and it's the area where the growth can sometimes take a little bit longer. Here's Minton with it now. Well, he got in after it in Cleveland to score his first goal, just working that same angle. Comes off the wall, and Pilon moves it quickly over. Got it overloaded, driving in, shot. A quick one, but he'll be there to cut it down. That's going to switch out the moving parts for Toronto. Dennis Hildeby, parents in town here today from Sweden, the country. I just found out there's a Sweden, there's a place called Sweden that is not the country, and they're not from there. They're from the actual place. Get out your atlas. People still have atlases. You can get it out. Look up Sweden. The other Sweden. Here's Hirvonen. All the way in. Kressler was trying to get after it, but this will come back on the icing call with 3:47 left to go here in period number 1. If it's in America, they would have called it New Sweden, because that was a thing. From New York, New Jersey. I don't know. I got nothing else after that. Comes up along the boards. They play it down deep as Villeneuve comes straight back to it. Happy to get back in the lineup too as it comes back up for Solo. Cross ice, hard off the boards. Trying to drive it and keep it in was Kressler. Solo comes back to it. Over the line it comes. Reinhart turns. Pops loose, and Benning seals off his man, allows Villeneuve to capture the puck and move it along for Kressler. Just tried to ease it out and closed in on him. Benning hanging on as they make changes. On comes Abruzzese. Swings around up the left wing. And move it along to Shaw. Closes in, but he moves it quickly, and he fires one quickly. Deceptive shot from Logan Shaw. Down into the corner it comes, back up high. There's another one from distance from Rafai as Torberg comes back to it as well. He quickly gets it back up to the line. Myers, and now Abruzzese. Waits on it, moves it quickly over. Torberg took a shot there and then almost a punch in the face as it is lifted back the other way. Right back up for Torberg one more time. Took a shot from behind that knocked him down as they try to get that puck across the line, and they do. He's taking some punishment on this shift. That is for sure. Senators up 1-0. Gannett up ice. Niemela knocks it down. Found its way to Mastro Simone, but just took a little time trying to make the decision as Kokkonen forces it back up the boards. It doesn't get that far as Niemela will battle for it from behind the goal. Turn around there from Boucher. Dribbles off into the corner. It's picked up and not a lot of steam on it. Allows Quillen and Hirvonen to combine to bring it out. Now Quillen drops it off for Mastro Simone. Takes the shot. Quillen will pick it up out of the corner, still with it. Quick over to Benning. Looks in, sends it down low. Weber from behind the goal, steps out on the far side. Back over for Benning, unloads one, but it hits Pettersson and goes up and over the snowbank. And now Donovan and Grabenkin are back and forth. He is an intense competitor, Nikita Gurbankin. But he is having himself an absolute ball here in North America, playing for the Marlies at the moment. Now they're going to move this to the far side and glove side of Subban. You could say he's playing here at home, but Belleville, of course, here in Ontario, his family would have a chance to go see him at will. As Benning gives it back, Gurbankin looks down toward the goal. Boy, that had a little bit of a focus on it that just drifted wide. Minton trying to get to it. Halliday picks it up from there as he pushes it ahead down the left side. Weber, a touch as he sends it along the rail, and Nylander has got some help here from Minton, and he's got Gurbankin as they set up well wide, and Minton sends it down into the corner. Sabrango goes after it there, and Gurbankin puts him on the ice as he comes back to it. Now they got a thought to him as Nylander sends it right into the mix, and Pilon is the only one there with a stick on it. He just directs it aside and drops it in with less than 35 seconds to go here in period number 1. Rafai under some duress. Gannett is able to get to it, and Reinhart brings it right back in, or Bourgault rather, brings it right back in. Down low it comes. A little shot there from Myers as he knocks his man down. He doesn't mind playing a physical game either. That puck got up and hit Gannett in the face, and now here comes Torberg. He's got Shaw over on the other side, and he's got some help trailing on the play, but Myers wasn't in position to take the pass on that one. And that'll do it for 20 minutes of play in the books here at Scotiabank Arena. The Eras game, they're calling it, as the Senators have themselves a 1-0 lead with 12:07 the time of the goal. Angus Crookshank, his 8th of the season from Zach Ostapchuk, and Xavier Bourgault. Just a couple of penalties in that first period. Both fell in favor of the Senators, but the Marlies able to keep both of them off the board. As the shots on goal, 6-5, favoring the Senators. And we can throw things down to Danielle.
Thanks a lot, Todd. Lots to come in this first intermission. We'll have some highlights, some analysis, but first, it's been a pretty eventful few weeks for the Marlies parent club, and we get a behind-the-scenes look courtesy of the Leaf Blueprint.
John dropping it back, and the shot blocked in front of the net. Rolls in front, they score! Tavares taps it home! And the Maple Leafs are going to win this one, and John Tavares scores the hat trick.
Our boys, great game. I think his line set the tone right from the start. John, here you go, baby.
Good, let's build off it, eh?
I think it's just the pace, just the way we're able to get on top of them and cause turnovers and just being connected. It's not just one guy. It's the second guy coming in to stall the puck or to get a deflection on it, just to create a battle, an opportunity to win it back. And when you're able to do that, their coverage isn't set, and you're able to get to good spots and get good looks, and we're able to capitalize on them.
House parties.
House parties.
House parties, sure.
Duke, for sure.
Duke definitely throws the best house parties.
Duke, no question.
I think I'd have to say Duke throws the best house parties.
Join us and our friend Duke at his house party on November 23rd versus San Jose.
Meet your favorite local mascots around the city for this special game.
Let's play harder and work harder than them. We can control those things, how hard we work, how hard we compete. Great special teams tonight. Penalty kill was excellent. Power play, 3 goals. We didn't frack, we stayed with it. We were physical. We made them react in the second period. Drew some penalties, got some power play goals because of it, because you're a physical in the first period. And that's what we got to do against them, every team. We're physical like that, we get people off the game. Stoli, hell of a
effort, a great bounce back. This is an easy one. Our guy stole it. Love the game, boys. Let's keep this rolling. You know, play hard, 60 minutes, and win a lot of games. Let's go.
It's great to be here and see such a great crowd. Obviously, the veterans, we really appreciate it. I had a great-grandfather and 2 poppies that were in World War I and II together, so it's pretty emotional for me here today. We've been able to do what we want to do and play a game we love to play because of the sacrifices you all made.
This is Jim.
Jim, Jake, great to meet you. Thank you for your service, sir.
He was just telling me he did 38 trips.
I'd have to go around with a walker.
Oh, we'll come to you, man. We'll come to you. It's a special group here. Hey, Norm. Nice to meet you.
Incredible to be in their presence, and they've been following the Leafs for a long time. So I'm happy to be here with Daryl and Shane and Steve. So it's been great.
All right, you want me to sign it too? Okay, great.
Definitely a very humbling experience to be able to be here and just seeing the faces looking out and all the Leafs jerseys and stuff, the support they show for us. So yeah, it's been a great day.
Well, thank you very much for your service. That's very cool. Yeah.
Join me in 3 rousing Sunnybrook cheers for our team that's trying to make the league. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray!
You know, Johnny Bauer, obviously a legend here, so just a neat little touch.
Oh, here they are!
Thought I'd stop in and check the place out. Why not? There we go.
Cheers and to that excellent. Yeah. You have no idea how much this means to this you coming down.
I feel like the luckiest kid in the world. I get to do this. Are you kidding me?
Well, he played a few games with Peter Pete's. Gretzky did. And he played 5 games, and then he went to play junior in Sault Ste. Marie. The rest is history.
Here we go. Let's go.
Welcome back. I'm here with Fraser Minton. Fraser down 1-0 to Belleville, a rival team here at Scotiabank Arena. How can you turn things around in the second?
Just come out like we did first 5 minutes. I think we were doing a good job on the forecheck, getting it behind them, and get pucks up top, get it to the net, kind of score the way they did, and take it to them.
It's great to see you back and healthy. You've gotten a couple games with the Marlies under your belt now. How has it been getting off to a start with this team?
Yeah, it's been fun. Fun to be back playing hockey. You guys are great here. Team's great.
Roars has lost his glove, but he's got it in his bare hand. He held the puck in his bare hand. He got it in his bare hand.
You know, after that ceremony and everything, we've got to get our legs going here right away. So it's really important that we're out there and we're skating and we're predictable right away.
Fans, welcome to the annual Hockey Hall of Fame game.
Did a lot of good things. We're saying a lot of right things on the bench, which is important. Line changes, doing things. It's really important that you guys are doing a good job there. It's not always going to be pretty. Got to win tight games, and that's what we did tonight. We got to get our rest here. We're right back at it again tomorrow. Let's go.
Big win tonight. Johnny, great job. Got some goals. PK, we've lost some shots, but 100th game, it's going to rally.
Good job, boys. Keep going tomorrow.
House parties. House parties.
House parties, sure.
Duke, for sure.
Duke definitely throws the best house parties.
Duke, no question.
I think I'd have to say Duke throws the best house parties.
Join us and our friend Duke at his house party on November 23rd versus San Jose.
Meet your favorite local mascots around the city for this special game.
Monday will mark Remembrance Day, honoring those who have served and sacrificed for our freedom. The Toronto Maple Leafs and the Canadian military are forever connected, and it's our privilege to honor those who have bravely fought for our country.
400 assists from Mo.
You're welcome, Willie.
Only the third Leaf defenseman to do it. Woolsey, hell of a game, Woolsey. That last 5-6 minutes is how you play a lead. That was clinic. That's how you got to do it. When you got a lead, that's how you play it. Really good job.
Good job, boys. Well, congrats. Really unreal goalie, but I got to go to Timmy. Unreal.
Keep it rolling, boys. Another one on home ice.
Welcome back. I'm here with Fraser Minton. Fraser down 1-0 to Belleville, a rival team here at Scotiabank Arena. How can you turn things around in the second?
Just come out like we did first 5 minutes. I think we were doing a good job on the forecheck, getting it behind them, and get pucks up top, get it to the net, kind of score the way they did, and take it to them.
It's great to see you back and healthy. You've gotten a couple games with the Marlies under your belt now. How has it been getting off to a start with this team?
Yeah, it's been fun. Fun to be back playing hockey. You guys are great here. Team's great, so it's been awesome.
Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
So that's about a comeback. Comeback game is about a minute
Welcome back. I'm here with Fraser Minton. Fraser down 1-0 to Belleville, a rival team here at Scotiabank Arena. How can you turn things around in the second?
Just come out like we did first 5 minutes. I think we were doing a good job on the forecheck, getting it behind them, and get pucks up top, get it to the net, kind of score the way they did, and take it to them.
It's great to see you back and healthy. You've gotten a couple games with the Marlies under your belt now. How has it been getting off to a start with this team?
Yeah, it's been fun to be back playing hockey. You guys are great here. Team's great, so it's been awesome.
Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
Well, Marshall Rafai got himself into a good position, and you talk about guys like Fraser Minton getting things done. Marshall Rafai getting things done here early as well. As we take a look at some of the highlights, gets a decent shot away, and it creates opportunities when you put the puck on the net that lend a little unpredictability. There's a shorthanded steal by Minton, who gets in close and then doesn't quite get an opportunity, but then they make a couple of changes, and Torberg is able to get on this same PK. You see a pass from Minton, gets in, rips a decent shot off, and Marlies with some good chances short-handed, but it was ultimately Angus Crookshank, drafted in 2018 by the Senators. He's got himself 152 games with Belleville. It's a decent shot here on the backhand as he cleans it up and puts them ahead 1-0. The second period imminent here at Scotiabank Arena as Highmore and Shaw come to center ice. And we are underway as the Marlies look to recover from the 1-goal deficit. It has always been a bit of a physical contest between these two clubs as Abruzzese tries to pull it off the boards. Torberg in there as well. Shaw fights his way to the boards. Myers knocks it down. Moncton, New Brunswick. Abruzzese gets it back out. It finds its way well up top and well back the other way. He's a good addition to the Marlies when he first arrived a few years ago, and now a long shot ahead. In a spectacular mood, seemingly every time he gets out onto the ice, he's going in the right direction mentally. Bourgault. Crookshank waits for it. Bourgault escapes from below the goal line. Moves it up high to Ruse. Over to the far side. Gannett. That one pops to the side of the goal, and Hildeby had that one go off of him and then found its way into safe hands. Ruse all the way back. Well, as Minton pointed out, they had a good, strong forecheck to start the game, but then the final 5 minutes, they were searching a little bit for some identity as Nylander comes back up through the middle, finds a little speed attached to those skates, and now works it down low into the corner, cuts back. He's got help up there, and he finds it. Benning tries a shot, but it skims off his stick, and it's played down into the corner. Grabenkin will go after it there. Davies plays it up to the blue line and beyond. It rides an edge and gets all the way back down the ice, recovered by Benning in his second game here with the Marlies. All the way back in, coming out to play it, Subban. Quillen after it into the corner. Couple of steps by Hervinen. Quillen knocked off his stick as he's taken to the ground, and Pilon picks it up and moves it back above the blue line, getting it up through center. Will get knocked back at the blue line, but not out. Cade Weber will let it go, and Benning will pick it up. He looks ahead. Sharp one, finding Mastro Simone. Tips it all the way back in. Quillen gets after it there, and it pops off the wall. Back in it goes. Mastro Simone got the go-ahead goal the other night in Cleveland, and it looked like the Marlies were finally going to pull one out of Ohio, but again, in overtime, the Monsters found a way. That's 12 straight for them, and they'll have to solve that puzzle. In fact, it's consistently fallen their way ever since Toronto swept them from the playoffs back in 2018. They've had a pretty good run since then of beating the Marlies. Rees has to let it go as he would have been offside. Here's Grabenkin. That's off of Solo's skate as he was trying to, no doubt, find a little timing on his own. As Hildeby gives it back to Villeneuve. Out of the corner. sometimes you get on this big ice and some nerves hit, but once the game starts, it pretty much just becomes what's happening out on the ice surface. You get pretty excited ahead of it, especially the guys who have never played here before. There's a long shot, but cut off by Villeneuve. Played ahead. Here's a chance. Shoots and sends it just wide. Abruzzese. Great chance. Stick ripped out of the hand of Solo, and now the Marlies are going to get an extra man opportunity themselves. Little disagreement at the end of it, but all the evidence is right there on the floor as Zach Solo goes over to pick up his stick. This will be the first power play opportunity for Toronto. Or no, Solo is the one who gets the penalty, as his stick looked like it got ripped out of his hands right there. But he's the one who ends up in the box. So the third power play opportunity for the Senators. Wow, that looked fairly obvious even from way up here in the press box that he got his stick up there but then pulled out away. Here's Pilon. High to the blue line. I guess that was his argument on at the end of the play. Comes back up, Davies. Crossover, good stick on it there from Myers as he reaches ahead, finds Shaw. Now they got Minton going to the goal. Tries to give it back to Shaw out front, and a great opportunity from the captain, Logan Shaw, and a great pass from Fraser Minton, all short-handed, but Subban comes up with the save. Challenged at the blue line. Now they got them overwhelmed out front, but a bad pass, and Myers picks it up, and this time he'll just send it the length of the ice. What a great chance. Short-handed. They've had some real good ones, all short-handed. As it's picked up. Challenged at the blue line. Davies likes to wind up and let it fly. Highmore, cross ice. This one at the line. They'll keep it in. Davies gets some skates on it. Relieved to the puck and cleared out by Quillen. Subban with a great save at the other end. Just stood his ground on Logan Shaw. Stayed in the way of it. 5 minutes gone and 10 seconds as well as the Marlies holding off here. Minute and a half as it's played down the ice. Subban plays it away. Highmore cuts one way, comes back the other way. Mastro Simone continues to come after him as they break across the blue line. They set up. Ostapchuk comes back up high. Gannett gets it back. Ostapchuk looks in. Cross sights. Great chance. Scores. That's a power play goal. The first one the Marlies have given up at home this season. As the Senators take a 2-0 lead, Juan Giovanni is going to get the credit for this. He's out front. He did indeed get the stick on it to get it past Dennis Hildeby. I wonder if he had got that blade on it just out front or whether it had hit off Hildeby's stick first and in. But indeed, that's who they're going to credit on this one. As the Marlies now with a 2-goal deficit. They haven't given up a whole bunch of opportunities and goals in the second period until the last week. Prior to that, they had been in almost a great spot every second period. They had either come back or they had outmatched their opponent regularly. Comes back, Hildeby plays it up, but Pettersson steps in the way, and now they'll rush after it. Villeneuve looking to get to it on the half boards, sending it down low. Comes into the corner and trying to get after it there was Kokkonen. Robenkin knocks it back out.
Assistant number 10, Zach Ostapchuk, and number 21, Max Gannett. Time of the goal, 5:40.
This one comes back off of Robenkin. Minton will try to push it along to Nylander. It rides up the back of the net. Now they're going to give it, I thought, in fact, they are going to give it to Cole Reinhardt. I didn't think that Bon Giovanni had that one, but indeed they are going to pop Cole Reinhardt the goal. His first of the season. As it comes back to Weber, he's got a little space there to cut in, drives it back behind the goal. He's got some help up high, but moves it back behind the net. Verbenken goes back out front, and the puck was coming back to him, but he's also heading off as it is sent down the ice. It'll be picked up for icing. Zach Ostapchuk and Maxence Gannett. 5:40 was the time of that goal. I kind of have the thought that Bon Giovanni didn't actually get the touch on that one, but that may right itself or wrong itself as they look at it just a little bit closer. Off the draw, Niemela. He did come over to the bench to celebrate. Sometimes that's a telling bit of business as well, but when they go back and look at it on the tape, they recognize that he may have thought he got a piece of it. Ambrazizi. A little shove there as Shaw gets it back out front. Ambrazizi with another great opportunity in the hockey game, but it's Subban who comes up with the save. Just 7 shots here by the Marlies over the course of this hockey game as we are counting down to the midway point. Not a lot of shots either way, as 8 from the Senators. Back in it comes. Niemela waits on this one. Cross ice it comes. Kokkonen gives it back to Niemela and ahead for Roni Hirvonen. Trying to safely get it back to Niemela, but it is played all the way in. Mastrosimone there to pick it up and come cross ice. I say the third of 10 games this season. And usually you play that many games against the team and it usually shakes out pretty even over the course of a season, just because you begin to know each other so well, and sometimes the opportunities fall your way and sometimes they do not. That has been mostly the case. As Crookshank gets it back across the line, it's knocked down by Rafai. He's got Myers on the right side, who's got some decent skates under him as he brings it across the line. And then moves his man Davies. Mastrosimone trying to scoop it up and move it back along for Hirvonen. He has to come in and investigate as Davies pushes it back. He'll get it back. Behind his own goal, he steps out and looks ahead for options. He's sent back in. Hildeby will slow it down and then push it off to the corner. Myers again. This time he's deep in his own zone. Steps one, moves it to Rafai, and now it is chipped back in, and it takes a funny hop, and at the side of the goal, Subban has to be alert as he grabs a hold of that one to hang on to it. 10:46 left to go in the second period. As they come back to it. At the stick side here of Subban. They collect themselves. The Marlies make changes as the home team, and they wanted to get the right folks out there to take the face off. That includes Fraser Minton. Highmore opposite, having a long conversation with the linesman, and then it is won by the Marlies. That shot goes off a leg and wide of the mark. Sent up ahead. Reinhardt, cross ice. Great feed, but they could not finish it. And now it's out front on a scramble, and Reinhardt leans into Hildeby to see if he can push him back into the goal, but the puck stays out. And it remains 2-0. Danielle?
Huge save there, Todd, from Dennis Hildeby. Maybe he's getting some inspiration from that beautiful mask that he's rocking out there. It's a special one for a lot of reasons. The mask was inspired by the Hockey Fights Cancer game happening tomorrow at Coca-Cola Coliseum, a game where the team will be hosting families from Campfire Circle, an oncology camp that supports kids and families affected by childhood cancer or serious illness. There's some braids on the mask, a symbol of courage, friendship, and belonging. The quote, "Healing through happiness," is on there. That's the motto of Campfire Circle, emphasizing their goal of supporting kids through those difficult times. And of course, some images of the actual camp where all the magic happens up in Muskoka. The mask will actually be auctioned off through Real Sports Auctions, with all proceeds going to Campfire Circle. So everyone watching, keep your eyes out for that one. A really great cause and a really cool mask, Todd.
Well, I know Dennis is proud to wear it, and I know that Kate Bascom in the Marlies office has done a huge amount of work to make sure that this has happened, and does a whole lot of work to make sure that that partnership with Campfire Circle works.
Well, it's really great to see other players getting involved more as well. I know Joe Blandisi pledged that he would donate for each goal scored, so with him out of the lineup right now, seeing something like this is really awesome.
Sometimes it's just folks in an organization who go the extra mile, whether it's Dennis Hildeby, Joe Blandisi, Kate Bascom, all jumping in.
Todd, I don't know if you ever went to a summer camp, but I worked at a camp for many years, and you actually do change children's lives. It's so cool to see the impact, and I've spoken to Joe about his time going up there and volunteering in the summer. I'm a camp kid through and through, so this one really hits home for me.
That's terrific. It's a camaraderie and a lot of lifelong friendships that you don't often see during the year, I imagine.
No.
But suddenly you're rejoined with your group.
Well, I have a group of camp friends that I see very seldom, and when we do, it's like no time has passed. Saw them last night, actually.
Oh, no
so
kidding.
It all comes together.
Well, and then what happens? You know, like you actually have to set up a campfire in order to be, you have to go
roast
through
a couple marshmallows.
Yeah, go swimming in a freezing cold lake. Is that the idea?
Absolutely.
I don't know. I spent a week at a summer camp once, and it did not connect with me. It did not work out. There was some missing of home. There was some fear of the unknown. I don't know. It just, if only I could have got by it. If only I had a counselor like Danielle. Back across the line and offside. We're halfway into this period. 10 seconds more. Marlies down 2-0. I'm going to nominate Kate Bascom for the Todd Crocker Duck Feet Award. You know how ducks are very calm on top of the water? That's the Marlies. They're very calm on top of the water, but people like Kate are paddling along at a furious speed, trying to make sure everything works out. Myers plays it in. I put my own name on it, for ego, really, more than anything else. Comes back up, Myers, cross ice. Rafai tries to get one through. It's Solo who comes away with it, steps out, still hanging on to it, looking for an opportunity, and he took the shot, but it's knocked away, and quick after it comes Kressler. I like the way these fourth lines work for John Gruden. It comes back up to Myers. Swift pass over to Rafai, and it bounces off the end board. Solo right there, and a ride and edge back up to Rafai. Finding Myers one more time. He's escaping from some pressure there as he drops it in. He had Rafai going to the goal. The other night, Rafai had a goal, and Hakanpää was, it was a couple of weeks ago now. Hakanpää was coming back, was protecting back at the blue line. I think sometimes when you got a guy that you feel pretty steady about, you don't mind taking a chance. Just instinctive, really, more than anything else. Here's Halliday back across the line. And Quillen comes in to disrupt the play. Bon Giovanni comes after it and sends it off the glove of Hildeby. It's retrieved and sent ahead as Hervinen finds a way to get it to Quillen. He works it down the boards. It's Grabenkin who steps in close on the backhand. Grabenkin off the pads, and back out come the Senators. Sent back at the line as it's picked up and right back out. Grabenkin goes on a run for it. Right back to it. Davies up ice and into the zone as Hildeby steps back for it. Minton steals it away. He's got a chance as he moves in. Nylander shoots. What a save from Malcolm Subban as Nylander had a great opportunity, but he had to get the puck in a good spot to take the shot and have it be reliable. And Subban got across in a hurry, and he made the save. Nylander plays it right back in. Torberg skims by. Minton comes after it again. The puck up and loose, and it is right back the other way. A little bit of speed attached here as they try to move it back out front. Up high it comes. Cross to Ruse. Down low and behind the goal. Reinhart looking to center it. He plays it back over to the half boards, and he'll drive it down into the corner. Gannett trying to move it. Finds its way to Torberg. He's got an open spot there on the left side. He's just going to toss it in, and that line is going to get an opportunity to go off with less than 7 minutes to go here in period number 2. Shaw fighting for that puck. Trying to push it loose. He's got Kokkonen back up high, but they're able to get the puck off him as Abruzzese comes down to the near side. Ostapchuk, left side, flips it in. Kokkonen holding off his man Reinhart. Now the two of them are after it, fishing for it. Shaw gets a touch to it, and it is played up the boards as Abruzzese peels it off there, comes back out. They'll make a change here as Kokkonen gathers it up. Moving it up, trying to find Zach Solo, who was at the opposing blue line. Villeneuve races back to it. Bourgault. Center way back up high. Donovan gives it away, and Shaw couldn't catch up to it fast enough, so Brango had to make a sellout stop there as he directed it aside. Otherwise, it was going the other way on wide open country lane. Coming back up to the blue line. Crossover. Sabrango. There's the shot as Bourgault has it come off the stick and go up and over the snowbank. 5:34 left to go. Danielle?
Well, Todd, 5 of the 7 teams in the North Division are currently sitting at or above a .600 win percentage. Now, I asked Belleville head coach David Bell about how much of a grind it is to play so many divisional games when teams are just this good. We laughed about it, saying there's always some drama between division rivals. He loves the competition, though. That was the one thing he really zeroed in on. Last season, things were so close between teams in the final stretch of the regular season in the North Division. Teams didn't even know who they were facing in the postseason until the last minute. Bell was telling me about what it was like going through that, and he expects this season to be similar, especially if things continue the way they've started.
What was your camp cheer?
There's so many. There are so many, Todd.
Are you nervous? Are you nervous because now you don't want to do it?
No, I need to. You know what? Let me just marinate on that.
Oh yeah. We'll just get y'all, kind of in that mindset of rolling. You get with your friends, and next thing you know, it's like campfire. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know.
In the spirit of camp, I will shout out Camp Kuchaching.
Oh, is that where it was?
15 years I went there.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm not kidding you. I started there when I was 9, begged my mom to go. She let me, and I worked there until 2017.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I know.
Wow. And so you'd still be going.
Of course.
If they let you.
If they let me, I would still be there for sure. I go and visit every so often. Sometimes I'll take kids on canoe trips overnight.
Oh, really?
Volunteer, of course. I love camping.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a long time to be involved. That's and to give back to it as well.
100%, Todd.
Pretty incredible. It is true when you talk to somebody who, like yourself, has been through the camp experience. They glowing stuff about it. The bugs is what got me. I think that was the ultimate deal breaker for me. He comes back up to the blue line as Mastro Simone trying to get to it. Breeze. Little tip there at the line, but they can't get it back out, and Pettersson will come straight back after. Great centering opportunity, but is broken up, and now Mastro Simone coming back the other way. Here's Hervinen. rolls in, and Subban swats it out of the air to hang on with 5:04 left to play. It's the bugs you don't recognize, I think, that make you crazy. I right now actually have a spider hanging out at my front door just next to my mailbox. And it's just gotten large enough that I'm not certain I can take it down alone. I may have to call in help. It's just like, they just move so unpredictably. I don't know if I can get involved in that. Driving back in, here comes Halliday. Slides dangerously through the paint, and out the other side harmlessly. Crookshank moves it quickly. Pilon out front. I think Bell might be right. David Bell, the coach of Belleville, might be right. It's a little bit like Bookman, the librarian. David Bell from Belleville. I'll tell you another thing, Seinfeld. Back up the left side. Pilon. This one gets all the way up to Grabenkin. He's got work down the left side. Trying to find Shaw. Giovanni right back the other way as he flops it down into the corner. Quick after it. Benning flattens it out. Little finesse of it. And he works down the right side trying to find Shaw through the middle. Benning will recover it. Give it over to the far side for Abruzzese. Cross ice. Torberg was there. Boy, the opportunities are there. And that's what I think as a coach you definitely want to see. The result, sure, absolutely. But as long as you're getting the opportunities, they're going to fall at some point. Abruzzese trying to bring it across the line and make sure the Marlies got in the change that they were looking for. And now he takes a nice pass from Myers. He curls back and cross ice. Myers to the goal. What a save by Subban as he reaches out the glove and hangs on to that one. A little conversation about etiquette at the side of his goal. That's some good opportunities. As I say, that's all that you're really looking for. Zach Solo in the midst of that. He, of course, at the end of the season last year, got into a disagreement, end of the playoffs last year, as the Marlies faced this Belleville team, got into game 3, and then it ended in less than gentlemanly fashion. Zach Solo in the midst of some of that as well. Highly competitive player. Off the face-off, into the corner. Kressler goes racing. Montepallo plays it out, but to the boards it comes. Right back over for Kressler. Flips up high. Mastro Simone, he wanted the shot there, but he couldn't get it away. Back to the blue line. Cross ice. Myers likes to take it. He does this time and knock down out front. That actually looked like it had something to get above the goaltender as they play it back along for Kressler. And Crookshank tried to carry it back in. Checked nicely by Kressler. Now here's Kressler. Lines up, lets one fly. Montepallo broke his stick. And now Master Simone will step it up and move it back to the blue line. Niemela hanging on. Doesn't have anybody out front. Solo takes a rip of a shot. Comes high and wide. And now Hervinen, who just stepped on from the box, has Niemela up high. Moving it to Villeneuve. Quick back. And a broken stick as it slides in towards Subban from Quillen. It didn't have anything attached to it as far as speed or danger. So Subban able to hang on to that one and just kill it at 2:14 left to go here in the second period. A goal in the first and a goal in the second for Belleville. They did get that to Bongiovanni after all. That goal, 5:40, and made it his first, and it came from Reinhart and Zach Ostapchuk. So they did right that wrong. Even though it appeared from up here, they didn't grab a hold of it. Quillen. Hervinen searching, comes back up the boards, and this one lifted out into center, right in front of Villeneuve. Moves it back. Quillen gets a sharp skate to it and then sends it right back in. Subban comes out to give it a touch. Down the right side with purpose. Pilon moves it back to the half boards. Gannett tried to send one in toward the goal. Bongiovanni steps one way and the other. Anytime you get your first goal, puts a little juice in your boots. And now they tighten up the circle and it comes back out. Niemela tried to get it out and the shot, turnaround, scores. Bongiovanni sends one in unexpectedly on the giveaway. And 3-0 Belleville. He's got 2 goals in this period. Wyatt Bongiovanni. Unexpected offense as he had himself 8 goals last season in 34 games. Just playing in his 3rd game for the Senators. And now has himself a couple of goals. Both coming in the same period.
Belleville goal, his second of the season, second today, scored by number 5.
And into the corner it goes. The Marlies in a bit of a deep hole here with a minute 12 left to play in the second period. Kind of seem to find their way here to pick up a victory if they got to turn it up a little bit, get the flame going. Less than a minute to go here in the second period. Shots, by the way, now 12 for Belleville after that attempt and 13 for the Marlies. So not a whole heck of a lot of offense being generated from either club, but 3 goals. There's Nylander cutting in and a shot there to make it 14 for the Marlies as we approach the end of the second period. So not a lot of shots on goal. And I know for Dennis Hildeby, with only 12 and 3 that have gone in, sometimes you like a little bit more work than that just to get into a bit of a rhythm, but that hasn't been the case. Marlies with under 40 seconds to go. Down by 3 in the second period. Abruzzese comes back, curls off, and sends it along to Myers. He lets one fly, and it bounces at the side of the goal dangerously. Comes back up. Myers, another one, and this one thumps off the pads of Subban. Back down the ice it rolls. Rafai will race back to it, and it'll be picked up on the icing call with 20.2 seconds left to go. Bongiovanni was with Manitoba last season. Belleville as well in 14 games. Came over from Manitoba after the draw. It comes back up. Rafai quickly over to Myers toward the goal. Bounces out front. Now this one lifted back at the line. Myers tried to get to it. Plays it back in, and I think the Marlies and the Senators, of course, happy enough to see time tick away here at the end of the period. They do. Well, some work to be done for this Toronto Marlies club facing the Belleville Senators for the 3rd time this season. The 2 games previous have been shootouts, but the Marlies will have a long road to go to get back to that kind of result in just 20 minutes of play. They have found a lot of offense over the course of their time under John Gruden. They'll have to find at least 3 more in the 3rd period and keep the puck out as well. 15-12, the shots on goal favoring the Marlies. But on the scoreboard, it's 3-0 Belleville. Let's go down to Danielle.
Thanks a lot, Todd. Lots to come in this second intermission. We'll, of course, hear from the Belleville Senators and have that highlights and analysis coming up. But first, as we do get set for the season debut of the 2024-25 version of the Leaf Blue Room, we take a look back at one of the conversations they had previously with Leafs forward Max Domi, who covers a wide range of topics, including being an author and what it's like playing for his hometown team.
I have a really big head. People make fun of me all the time for it, but big brain, what can I say? I love Mitchie. He's like a little brother to me. I feel like I've done a tattoo tour on my body like 4 times now, but I'll make it 5. I'm Max Domi, and you're watching Blue Room. Yeah, this first picture, I want to say this might have been like a skills competition or something with my pops. Back then, I didn't think it was weird that I could just go to the Air Canada Centre and hang out with someone like Matt Sundin or Ed Belfour. Call those guys my buddies, and I'd go to school or go to practice and just thought it was normal, and the guys would look at me like I had 12 heads. So this one, I think this is the picture I posted actually when I signed. Sitting in my dad's stall, who actually now is William Nylander's stall. I was a lucky kid. I enjoyed every second of it. I loved the game of hockey and so many good memories. I mean, the Christmas skates, buzzing around with Carlton, that was always fun. Filling water bottles with Bobby Hastings, folding towels, stealing gum, tape from the room, all that stuff. There's so many good ones. So many different words come to mind, but bizarre is one that sticks out because like it didn't feel real, if I'm being honest with you.
This would be my first time in the full gear. Feels good. Feels really good.
Growing up as a kid, you have this like crazy dream of playing in the NHL and ultimately winning the Stanley Cup, and a third tier of that dream for me was wearing the blue and white. Now to do it at the pro level and for the team that I grew up cheering on, and there's really no words for me other than the fact that it's just a huge honor and an absolute privilege, and I've been enjoying every single second of it. So yeah, very thankful for the opportunity to come back and play at home. When I was younger, I think there used to be more of a routine in terms of picking what I'd wear to a game. Now, like, just kind of whatever I see first, I guess. I mean, certainly I'm not gonna wear something absurd that just doesn't work. I'll always put some thought into it. I definitely have a huge appreciation for fashion, and I like most of my outfits. Back in the day, there were certainly some that you want to avoid, but now you can trust your style game a little bit better as you get older, so I've come a long way. You know what? So those hats, I have a really big head. People make fun of me all the time for it, but I don't know, I got pretty thick skin, so it doesn't really faze me that much. Big brain, what can I say? Genetics too, so I can blame my dad, I guess. But those hats actually fit my big melon the best. It's not because of Peaky Blinders, but definitely can see where people get the look. A little blue steel action. The mustache is in full force for sure. No, I think it's a pretty cool picture. I love black, so looks good. So yeah, I actually wrote a book, and the reason why, when I was a kid, I was super lucky after I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at the age of 12 to meet my hero at the time, who was Bobby Clark. My mom, of all people, who wasn't one to do something like this, went up to him and said, "I've never done this before. My son changed his number to your number, and he plays for the Don Mills Flyers, and he has type 1. A couple years ago, like, can you just come say hi?" It would mean the world to him, and he took 30 seconds out of his day and totally changed my entire life. Whenever I had a tough day, I would reflect on that day and be like, you know what, if Bobby can do it, so can I. I'm not gonna feel sorry for myself, like, grow up, bigger plan, bigger picture. I was like, I wanna share my story somehow and just get it out to as many people across the country as I possibly can, and writing a book was the way of doing it. So I enjoyed it. It was a lot harder than I thought it'd be, but it was brutally honest, and wanted as many people and their parents living with the disease that I live with to be able to relate to it and help them any way I can. I love Mitchie. He's like a little brother to me. You know what? It's so cool to see where he's at now in his career and what he's done over his first, 8-9 years of his pro career. He's one of the best players in our game. But no, we go back to when he was 16. I was an older guy in junior, and we had a lot of fun. Try to take him under my wing and help him out as much as I can. He's a great kid, comes from a great family, so yeah, I love him to death. I would do anything for him, and super proud of him. Just a big fan of Mitch overall. I'll walk you through a couple. This is my first one. As you guys know, I am a type 1 diabetic. It's actually a medical alert symbol, so I never wore my bracelet. My mom would always get mad at me, and me being a smarter kid at a young age, I was like, you know what, if I could turn this into a tattoo, this could be a good way to segue into me starting my first sleeve. The rest of them are, this whole arm is for my family. This lion here is for my dad. You got his birthday, his initials, 333. I don't know if you guys know that stat, but he's got the most fights in AHL history. 333, which is outrageous. That record will never be touched. Angels for my mom, roses for my little sister, horse on the back, that's my older sister. And then this stuff is all just kind of art. I love the look of them. I think it's a great way of expressing yourself. That's basically my tattoo tour.
And then Max, we got one last thing for you to do. Morgan was at 9.54.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's better than no. Am I done? All right. Thanks, guys. No, thank you. Wait, where's that little thing?
Our congratulations to Oliver Ekman-Larson, Game 1000 for OEL.
We're starting JT, OEL, Timmins, and Walsey. Let's go.
Nylander in the slot to the near side to Riley. A pass across. Scores! And the Leafs have tied the game.
That's it, Mitchie. That's it.
Big save made. And a race for the loose puck. Here's Tobias in on a breakaway and a goal. Goal!
A hell of a job. Didn't quit. You stuck with it. Proud of you guys. And again, OEL.
Mitchie, great game. Waller, big save at the end. John, big group with my partner.
Thanks, guys. Good job battling back. Shows a lot of character there.
House parties. House parties.
House parties, sure.
Duke, for sure.
Duke definitely throws the best house parties.
Duke, no question.
I think I'd have to say Duke throws the best house parties.
Join us and our friend Duke at his house party on November 23rd versus San Jose.
Meet your favorite local mascots around the city for this special game.
Welcome back. I'm here with Angus Crookshank. Angus, you're up 3-0 against the Marlies, but it hasn't just been the offense. What can you say about the way Malcolm Subban is playing tonight?
He's been great. I mean, when we've had breakdowns, he's been rock solid for us. So we got to clean some things up in the intermission here and have a good last 20.
8 goals in 12 games so far for you this season. I know over the last few seasons how seriously you take developing and growing your game. What have you found to be the keys to success for you?
I think just getting out of my own way. I play with some pretty good players, right? So moving the puck, getting to open spots, and not just trying to do everything by myself.
Good luck in the third.
Thank you.
Well, Birmingham, Michigan, the hometown of Wyatt Bongiovanni, and he has got himself a couple of goals here in the second period, starting off with this one at 5:40 from Cole Reinhardt and Zach Ostapchuk. They originally credited this to Cole Reinhardt. There's the shot, but clearly a little touch inside from Bongiovanni, and that was on the power play, first power play goal that they had given up this season at home for the Marlies. And this is his second one. Clear there, off a skate, fortuitous. You don't get him luckier than that one. And Bongiovanni with his second goal of the game at 18:26. And last time he had a 2-goal game, April 10th, 2024. The team, well, you guessed it, the Toronto Marlies. Says the Marlies deficit to work back from here, down 3-0. Just trying to find a way. They have found themselves in this situation a few times here in the last couple of weeks, and after starting the season in such a positive note coming into third periods, they'd like to get back to being on top after 40 minutes. That's not the case here, so some effort needed to jump back into this contest and find a little bit of offense, and a little bit of offensive opportunity. Only 15 shots taken on Malcolm Subban. And Dennis Hildeby has only faced 12. As we get set here and get organized up, an icing call, 7 seconds in. Subban, of course, you get a little extra jolt out of maybe playing in front of the folks here in the hometown. But when you're playing in Belleville, as I said earlier, it's not that much of a stretch to get there. But this is a subway ride if you live in the city of Toronto, as the family does. It's back up. Shaw, cross ice, Rafai, up high, Myers to the goal. Boy, that was ever so close as it rings off the crossbar and right back the other way, and that's the danger that Phil Myers brings to things. Get a couple of games here. The Marlies have a couple of games this weekend that include this one, and then one tomorrow at 4 o'clock on at Coca-Cola Coliseum. Great place to see a hockey game. I don't know if there's many better. Certainly in this league, just great sight lines. Here's Bourgault stealing it away and coming back the other way. He sends one up and into the neighbor's yard. That game goes at 4 o'clock against the Rochester Americans. And then the Hershey Bears on Wednesday come in. Boy, they just come off. Take a look at this shot. Bit of a riser. Just caught maybe a half inch above the spot in the crossbar that would have sent it bar down. And Hershey coming off 2 Calder Cup championships in a row, looking for 3, and they look like a team that could be dangerous come the playoffs. Ostapchuk below the goal line. Crookshank picks it up, sends it back up, and right back in. It'll have to be hard to the puck here, and hard to beat as it comes to Hildeby at the side of the goal. He hangs on, and now a bit of negotiation at the end of it. And I wondered if Ostapchuk might end up just getting a penalty over that one, as the Marlies have not been afforded a power play in this hockey game. It's kind of an unusual area to roam into a third period and not have one penalty go the other way, and not to put too fine a point on it, but amongst these two teams. Marlies with the best penalty kill in the division, as stated off the top 5 in both penalty kill and power play in the league, even though they gave up, they had a rough night in Charlotte. Gave up 4 power play goals. Solo couldn't get a stick on that one to get it over to Fraser Minton. Tap back. Marlies ahead for Pilon. He leaves it ahead. Myers shoves his man to the wall, and boy, that one looked bad. And Myers draws some attention over it. Halliday is the one who got shoved into the boards, head first into the glass, gets up and skates away from it. Myers will go to the box as Halliday skates over to the bench. I don't know if this kind, sometimes they look a little worse than they are because it's the glass, and there's lots of give in the glass, but just take a look here as Myers gets and rides him into the glass, but that looked pretty bad. And so the Marlies searching for 3 goals is going to have to find their way back here after they kill off this penalty. Just 2 minutes. He played off the boards. Only got 1 power play goal here as it comes back up to Gannett. Stapchuk picked up by Benning as he sends it the other way. Myers perhaps offering up that he put himself in a position there where Myers had no choice but to run into it. Cross ice it comes. Stapchuk tries to get to it. Picked up and cleared by Roni Hervinen. That's anytime you get into that situation and the forward tries to lean back into you and you come into him pretty hard when you've got a head of steam coming at you, you tend to think that that's a bit of a hockey play, but he went hard into the glass. Got up, he's fine. Bon Giovanni heads over off to the bench. No doubt he'd like to pick up a goal here in the 3rd period. A minute left to go. Just eased back the other way by Rafai. Got 2 today. He's had a few 2-goal games in his career, but he's never quite turned the final home stretch turn for that. Comes back to the boards. Great opportunity here for Pilon, ripped out of the air by Hildeby as he grabs onto that one. Shot number 13 with 33 seconds left to go for the power play. Look at that space. All sorts of real estate out there, but Dennis Hildeby not interested in seeing him purchase. Shaw in for the faceoff, 33 seconds. It is pushed along for Benning, and then he was nearly tripped up. Comes right back out, cross ice, and it is blocked by Minton. He just tried to ease that one back out, and he did. Halliday, the one who was trying to take that shot, as he waits at the blue line. He switched his feet, nearly put the play offside. Flip back up and out of the zone. Minton looked to step after it. It rolls in towards Hildeby, and he just kicks it aside, giving it over to Benning. Myers comes back on, and we're back to 5-on-5. Hervinen lifts it along, finding a little help in Mikko Kokkonen. Throws one on goal, and Subban has made some credible and incredible saves in this hockey game. He hasn't had to make many, but he makes that credible one. And now it gives the Marlies an offensive zone draw and a chance to put on the personnel that they're looking for. And that includes Logan Shaw. Nope, they're going to decide to come the other way with it. They bring out Minton and his line of Nylander and Grabenkin. Kokkonen and Niemela, the defenseman. To the boards. Grabenkin picks it up. He centers it out and just got by Nylander at high speed. Grabenkin will pick it up again. Sees some attention. Minton steals it away. Kokkonen back up to Nylander, and now Niemela tries to get it inside. It drops and knocked down out front is Minton, and the crowd here is savvy about penalties and a little sore that 4 of them have fallen against the Marlies. Wanted to see a penalty there. Stretching out. Niemela toward the goal. Loose puck. Score! Ripping up the floorboard. Fraser Minton with number 2 on the season. Gets the Marlies on the board. 4:41 into the third. And we'll see if that lights the fuse. Relentless to it as well. Couple of opportunities there. Niemela again gets it in, and Minton finds a way, and he gets the crowd a little fired up as well. 3-1. His second consecutive game where he's picked up a goal. Reinhart works back the other way. Highmore waits. Battling for it is Abrazizi. It comes loose for Benning. And now down the right side, Villeneuve. They'll snap that one inside the zone. Abrazizi trying to pick it up off the wall, and it's lifted right back the other way. Now a 2-goal deficit as it rolls in toward the goaltender. Villeneuve had to get over there quickly. Benning rolls in towards Hildeby, and he hangs on to that one. And defenders get the assists on that one. Kokkonen and Niemela. Tight friends on the blue line, I can tell you that. 5:22 gone here in period number 3. Minton's the goal that starts to engineer the comeback for the Marlies, which they have been able to do this season. Here's Quillen after it. Finds his man and gets it. Myers unloads. Boy, that is a whip of a shot from Phil Myers as it comes back out into center ice. Hervinen. Crookshank just fires it back in, and Myers comes quickly stepping to it. Rafai ahead. Quillen just tried to get the backhand off the wall, but the puck walked away on him. 6 minutes have ticked away, almost. Just 1 second away from that. That is Niemela's 7th assist of the season. And Mikko Kokkonen's 2nd. Niemela offensively gifted. He's got a mind for it. Often plays on the power play. There's Minton at center ice. Talking to Jim Taddy earlier this week. As Minton tries to play it down on his show, and just pointing out the fact that here's Grabenkin working back out of the corner, centers it, looking for Minton again. And just the idea that the Leafs in a position where you don't have to rush a guy. You don't have to have him come in and be a star right away. And he's got lots of time to develop and lots of time to work on his game and get it to where he steps in and is not just holding his own at the next level, but is actually pushing himself to the next level as well. And that is what they are going to want out of Fraser Minton. Let's go to Danielle.
Well, Todd, as we mentioned off the top, Fraser Minton is now a Toronto Marlie. You gave him some praise about just how smart he is out there from what you've seen from him. Similar sentiment coming from head coach John Gruden earlier when I spoke with him. He was familiar with Minton's game when he coached him previously in the Prospects tournament, but says he's already evolved so much since then. Says he's bigger, more mature, a natural-born leader, a part that has really impressed Gruden. And he said it's just so nice when you have a guy that already knows players on the team. He knows his teammates. He slides right in. And, of course, he has to get back to that top conditioning. But he's a great guy in the locker room, and John Gruden's a huge fan.
I might give you the Duck Foot Award. Yeah, you do a lot of work for the broadcast. It's just like a lot of paddling that nobody sees. Doing a lot of the behind-the-scenes work. Except I just realized that Todd Crocker Duck Foot Award should probably be the Todd Clacker.
Oh, now we're talking. That's an award that I would love to receive. So I'm honored.
I say I'll tell you the story there because back in my days when I was at the Tiger Cats, Ray Jones, who was a long-time trainer for the Tiger Cats, was just a really irascible kind of fella. He's just a really great guy, though. But he would always say that we were ducking work. And myself and Norm Miller, who helped us on the broadcast one year, would call us Todd Quacker and Norm Malley. And we were always down on the pond ducking work. So we'll throw that into the award mix for next award season.
Well, Tom, I can't just sit here taking the credit from you. You are the reason. You and Garth Burns, shout out our producer Garth Burns, are the reason that I have some success on this broadcast.
Garth is our Sherpa. 6 minutes and 30 seconds gone. He looks kind of Sherpa-like, actually, Garth Burns, now that I think about it. Here's Minton coming back across the line. Don't start looking him up and trying to find pictures of Garth. He's literally invisible. Whoever tries to get that down a little closer. Minton forces the issue. Long pass ahead. Weber gets Benning to get after it. We're number 55. And it will slide all the way up, but not out. Trying to turn back off the wall. That won't quite work out. Nylander steals it away, and it'll be Weber who pushes it in as the Marlies are trying to make a change. Grabenkin after it as he remains out. Comes into it, steals it back, and at the line, do they keep it in? They do not. Juggled there by William Villeneuve. Allows the Marlies to make a clean change here just above the blue line of the Senators. And try to find a way to get to within one. I know everybody says, I think one of the things everybody says, oh, a 2-goal lead's the hardest to protect, but it's still a 2-goal lead. And you can protect it, you can say and protect it all you want. It's still better to have a 2-goal lead than be the ones chasing a 2-goal lead. Zach Solo on top of that one, but it came right back through center. Hervinen doing a pretty good job getting a hold of the puck on the back check as the Marlies turn it back the other way, sending it down deep. Kressler after it there. Right back down the right side. Little misplay, and Rafai tried to drag it back outside the zone. They're able to lift it down deep. Quick after it, Myers, as he puts it onto the backhand of Solo and plays it ahead for Mastro Simone. It gets by him. He's going to roll after it as Davies tries to move it quickly. And it pops back out to the blue line. Reinhart sends it right back in. And this is what you kind of got to do, is make sure that when you do move the puck, you move it right. Shaw bumps up with Davies. Logan Shaw, the 10th captain here for the Marlies. Former captain with the Belleville Senators, as Myers was pushed off of it there as he just did not have the angle to quite cut in. And it comes loose. Relentless pressure here from Highmore as he works to get that puck off the wall. Marlies do, but it's out into some open space, and Gannett gets there first and sends it right back in. Took a funny turn there as Hildeby had to get to it. They carry it back out, but no place to go with it. Rafai waits on it as the Marlies make changes. Quillen down the left side. This one comes to Abruzzese as he sends it in, but doesn't get very far. He knocks it down again and sends it down deep. He'll go off, and Zach Solo will try to chase it down. Quillen protects the wall, gets a piece of the puck, and tried to send it into the mixer. Knocked down and back out into center. Weber turns back. Playing it cross ice. Zach Solo will pick it up. He's got some space. Drops it back. Benning hangs onto it here. Down low into the corner. And Hervinen tries to send it out front. Solo on his backhand. Lifted and given right back to him. It looked like he wanted to turn around and take that shot, but it wasn't available. Weber tries to get back to it. This comes off of Crookshank, and lifted right back down the ice. Good weight on it to allow the change. Benning rolls out front of Hildeby with less than 10 minutes to go here in period number 3. Played in by Nylander. After it goes Minton. Sabrango pushes it along to the left side. Knocked down. Nylander got that off the paw. Minton runs into a little bit of trouble. Comes back to Kokkonen. Marlies swiftly moving it in. Minton, high fly ball there for Subban, and he hangs on to it, and the Marlies will get the offensive zone draw with 9:31 left to go in the period. They've racked up 20 shots on goal now. 14 the other way. John Gruden will leave Minton out there with Gulbenkian. It comes back. Rafai cross ice. And Myers to the goal. Loves to take the shot. And if you got one like that, why not? Causes all sorts of havoc. Comes back to it again. This time he ran into Halliday, but gave him the little less of a shove into the wall. Come after it again. And now Halliday stumbles and falls. And Myers likewise. Give him back out front. Shot right on. Boy, that was a bit of a gift that Hildeby left unwrapped. Here's Minton. Gulbenkian trying to get it back inside and down low. Minton, nice little move, recognizing where the puck was going to be as it comes back for Gulbenkian, kicking it about. Pushes it up the wall. Little extra effort trying to get it to Niemela, but it is lifted all the way back down the ice. Hildeby has to make the stop. Rafai gives it back along, working with Niemela. Long pass ahead. That one a tough one to complete as it comes back to Kokkonen. Once again looking for Torberg way up ice, but he is well defended by Matapalo. Kokkonen takes a funny hop off the boards, trying to step into it. Now that puck just got away a little too much as Abrazizi meets up with his man. Cross ice, sends it up for Niemela. Waits, shoots, blocked by Reinhart. Shaw gets it on the backhand, turns. Good step here as he tried to get across ice, but that one is in the neighbor's yard. 7:51 left to go in the third period. These feel a little bit like the Marlies had caught fire in the early part of the season. And got off to a great start. Right now trying to recapture a little bit of that spark that they have. Not that they've lost it necessarily defensively, but trying to find a little bit more of the offense that they have been known for. It's a tough one. It's a tough balancing act. And in fact, the finest teams balance it as well as anything. And Hildeby comes up with a huge save as he gets into position in front of that one to keep it at 3-1. And now Niemela is back and forth at the back end of the play. Kokkonen waits, shoots, pops high along the boards. Behind the play, solo this one to Benning as it's tipped out the other side. Backhander on goal and stopped by Subban. And they decide they better clear that one. It was getting a little too scrambled egg. And they'll come back on the icing call with 7:05 left to play. The Marlies will get fresh legs on. But behind the play, on that last play, a little bit of a disagreement happening, and the play carried on, and thankfully they let it carry on. Senators have gotten through this one without a penalty called on them so far. 7:05 left to go. Comes loose, Gulbenkian. Got it on the backhand, turn around, shoots, score! A silent rattlesnake from Nikita Gulbenkian as he just turns around and fires it towards the goal and comes up with the marker. 13 minutes into the third period, and suddenly a one-goal game. Oh, that had some bite at the end. That a great-looking effort. What a way to get free and take the shot. I don't think anybody expected that to come with not only the velocity, but the accuracy from how he took it and where he took it. And now the Marlies charging here as comes back up along the near side. Kressler toward the goal. After it goes Quillen. Back up high it comes. Villeneuve plays it back over to Quillen. Hangs on, moves it to Villeneuve, high on the blue line. Down toward the goal. That one comes off the pipe, and why after that, so close for a long shot there. Here they come, the Senators now feeling a little tight in the grip as Kressler gets it back in. Sabrango, far side, stick in the way there. Myers slams it back into the zone. Sabrango tries to move it. Logan Shaw comes after it. Less than 6 minutes to go here in period 3. Myers toward the goal. Side of the goal! That one is sitting there at the side of the goal as they struggle to get a piece of it. The whistle goes, but Subban comes up with it and ends the play. A whole lot of looking around at the end of that play as it looked like it had some designs on getting in, but it stays out. Take a look. This one just got weird and came up the side. I thought it crawled up actually the side of his pads and would have found a way. It did not. As we come to a break here with 5:39 left to go in the third period. Danielle? Or no, we're going to take a break here. All the guys are at the bench, but the folks with the, they call a timeout over there? They did not. You didn't see them call a timeout. I didn't see them call for a break, but they're not coming out to shovel the ice if that's the case. As Steve Sullivan goes over what he wants to see happen with his crew. And the Marlies see the countdown of the timeout either. So I guess they're just going to leave the ice unattended. Indeed, they're just going to carry on. Minton off the face-off. He's been good in the circle this afternoon. That time it finds a way back, and the Senators work back with less than 5.5 minutes to go here in period number 3. Relieved to the puck. Minton comes away with it through the middle. He's having a terrific game. Here it comes back to it. Into the Belleville zone, and Nylander trying to chase it down. Off the glass. Trying to recapture it at center ice. Puck finds its way back into the Belleville zone, but under control of the Senators as Halliday moves it back above his goaltender. Tipped in. Orgo goes after it. Torberg reverses it back. Stepping to it, Abrazizi waits on it and then quickly moves it to Myers. Sharp pass up ahead off Torberg. Down into the corner for Shaw as he sends it back out. That shot skips up as Benning gets a decent one off, but it goes up and out of play with 4:30 left to play. And they're certainly feeling it here in the third period, this Toronto club. They get the face-off in the offensive zone. Logan Shaw, you talk about veteran presence in a face-off circle. Understands the assignment, that's for sure. Puck just laying there flat. They came in and got a hold of it. Shaw comes in, puts it off the boards, and now Weber. He was trying to move that over to Abruzzese. He'll chase this one back. He's got some help over there, but he turns around and moves it off the boards. Shaw leaves this one for Turber. Gives it over to Shaw, cross ice. Benning coming in on the play, and he lets one fly, and it goes just wide. Now Shaw taken down. Back up it comes. Weber got that one awkwardly and took it off the foot. He moves it quickly to Benning and gets it straight back, and Cade Weber moves it ahead, tipped in by Abruzzese. Zach Solo coming in with speed. Back up it comes to Kokkonen. Played into the corner. Solo after it again. Kokkonen gets to it one more time. Cross ice, finding Villeneuve. Down deep. Hermanen. Villeneuve unloads. He had Quillen at the side of the goal. That didn't make contact. And now Kokkonen again. Stepping back, Kokkonen. Here's Villeneuve one more time. Score! Tied up! Jack Solo out front. Gets a piece and ties it up at 3 with 3:20 left to go. The big shot from Villeneuve and the finish from Zach Solo. Great touch. Terrific vision to get on it and get it in past Subban. And suddenly a 3-goal comfortable lead for the Senators has evaporated. And the Marlies continue to press here with 3:15 left to go. Grabenkin down into the corner. Back up the ice it comes. Not far enough. Right back to it. Into the feet of Rafai. He plays it out. And Nylander looks around. Rafai, a toss ahead to Minton. Davies to it. All the way down the ice this one goes. Myers goes after it here as he pitches it over. Looking for Rafai. He did a lot on that one. Solo's first of the year as it comes all the way back in. Right back up. Abruzzese across the line. He's got help going to the goal, and Turberg, but he has to give it back, and now Turberg has to clear the zone. Shaw blasts it in on goal. Now Solo steals it away as they tried to clear the zone. Out of the corner. Back up to the blue line. Big shot. Thumper off the pads from Benning. Halliday tried to get it across the line. Benning grabs it up and looks ahead. Moving it ahead to Hervinen. Hervinen sends it down into the corner. Play it off the wall. Trying to scramble to get to that one, Quillen, as they walk it back out. It'll come to Villeneuve. He backhands it for Quillen. Now he's under a little bit of pressure and has to move it. Villeneuve tried to get it back up the boards. Played off there, finding Quillen well cross ice. Quillen coming across with Hervinen. Out front it goes. And Nylander, who just jumped on, tried to get a piece of that one. The Marlies have to clear the zone with the last minute of play in the period arriving. 3-goal outburst in the third period. Myers gets after it. Hildeby plays it, giving it to Minton. He had to play it off into the corner as it comes back up for Nylander. Played ahead, finding Grabenkin. Breaking in, Grabenkin hauled down, and a defensive play. The crowd would have liked to see a penalty. They're not going to get it. Here comes Crookshank. Shoots, and he sent it wide. Rafai back. Nylander trying to get it back out as it's lifted into center. Less than 30 seconds to go. The crowd incensed as Myers waits behind his own goal. 20 seconds to go. Abruzzese on his right. He's going to wait this out. On comes Logan Shaw. Swings around. Back for Weber. Pushes along to Shaw as he sends it down deep, and that is going to do it. Overtime again? You bet. As the Marlies come up with 3 goals in the third period to tie it up, and now find themselves in the third straight night of overtime. They got in against Charlotte as they tied up the game and found a way to win, and then got in on a Sunday where they had the game tied up, but Charlotte found a way to win as Alex Steeves had 2 goals in that one. And then on Wednesday, had the game tied on them and then lost in overtime. Let's do a quick recap of the third period here. As at 4:41, Fraser Minton with his second of the season from Topi Niemela and Mikko Kokkonen. That's just hard work and digging it out of there. And then Nikita Grabenkin finds this one, his 4th of the season. No assists on it. That was at the 7-minute mark. And then at 16:40, Zach Solo on this rip from William Villeneuve. Oh, he leaned into that one, didn't he? And Solo out front got the touch and got his first of the season. And that is where we currently sit at 3 apiece as the Marlies look to turn the narrative of only taking a point into taking 2 points in this game here at Scotiabank Arena. The last 2 had not gone their way in overtime as they're looking for their 8th win of the season. The Belleville Senators have found themselves in this situation more than a few times this season as they have taken 4 shootout losses, a shootout win. They have not solved anything in overtime this season. The Marlies have lost 2 in overtime, had themselves a shootout win and a shootout loss. Well, starting it out, Garrett Pilon, Davies out there, Bon Giovanni as well, who's got 2 on the afternoon. Fraser Minton is out with Nick Abruzzese and Topi Niemela. And we got a little problem on the ice down there on the far side in the Marlies' end. As I think they've somewhat solved it. Yeah, they have. All right. They've agreed that that's good enough. So Minton at center ice. He started overtime on Wednesday with Nikita Grabenkin. I thought that showed great confidence by John Gruden in putting a couple of rookies out there. In fact, Minton in his 3rd game. So here's Davies with it as the faceoff won by the Senators and driving in toward the side of the goal. Picked up by Minton. And now he works his way down the left side. He's got himself over the blue line before the puck taken away. Niemela picks it up, working off the boards. Tried to play it back, and now 2-on-1 back the other way. Pilon drives out way wide. Cross ice, but nothing on it from Davies, a guy who usually puts a lot of velocity on the puck. And they play it back out into center ice. Reinhart. Yeah, the Marlies at a slight disadvantage here as they get some fresh legs, and the Marlies remain with the folks that got them started in overtime. Reinhart out front, missed completely as it comes back down the ice. It'll allow Abruzzese to come off and Minton as well. Niemela will stay on. Shaw and Torberg out. Some speed here from Reinhart. Trying to split through a couple. Takes the shot. Stop! And stopped again as Hildeby makes the save, and now Shaw rotates back behind his own goal. Allows everybody to make a change. Torberg, a long pass received from Shaw. And he gives it over to the captain, and across the line he comes. Cuts back, calling for Myers. He works back with Shaw, who comes down the left side. In tight, looking for Myers. It just skims off his stick, and back the other way they come. Ostapchuk stepping by and across the line. He sends it high and over the goaltender. Back for Myers. He's going to wait this one out with 3 minutes left to go in overtime. Out comes Grabenkin. Long pass ahead for Alex Nylander. He circles back at his own blue line. Cuts in through the middle. He's got help on the left side. Curls back. Grabenkin picks it up from there. Gives it back to Nylander. Pursued tightly by Sabrango. Nylander gives it over to Grabenkin one more time. Grabenkin searching. Doesn't have anything that way. Comes back the other way. Hands it over to Nylander. Likes to take the shot. Does! Snapped and dropped by Subban. And now the Senators are able to pick it up and will work back the opposite way. Highmore across the line. Curls back. Grabenkin trying to catch up to him. Highmore steps by, and now Benning cuts off the route to the goal. Sabrango will give this one back over. Bourgault looks in, tried to feed it through, will not, and it is played back for Benning. He'll play it off into the corner. Pilon picks it up from there. Rotates back high on the blue line. Davies in his skates. And plays it back out into center ice. Nylander will come over to the bench, and they'll try to get the third man in quick. That one comes up and out of play. Minute 43 left to go, and that will allow everybody to get the legs on that they want. That includes Fraser Minton for the Marlies and Nick Abruzzese. They started out overtime. William Villeneuve, Pilon, Gannett, and Bon Giovanni off the faceoff. One back by the Senators. Gannett tried to get it cross ice looking for Bon Giovanni. Never quite got there. He works it back up the boards. It gets into an open spot here as Abruzzese tries to catch up with them, and a great save. Good pads on it from Dennis Hildeby. Bon Giovanni cross ice. Thought he had Gannett cutting to the goal. Bit of a spin around to it. Abruzzese trying to track it down as Pilon comes from behind the goal. Steps out. Hangs on looking for an opportunity. Drops it back. Challenged by Minton. He got a hold of it. Now he pushes along for Abruzzese as the Marlies on the attack. Abruzzese hangs on, gets it to Villeneuve out front, and it comes back down below the goal line, and everybody was hoping somebody could grab a hold of that one. Less than a minute to go here in overtime. Crookshank thought he might do it himself. Minton picks it up and moves it back behind the goal. He'll carry it and then drop it back for Abruzzese. Are they going to wait this one out, or are they just going to carry it on as Minton comes over? No, they're going to change out some personnel. Mikko Kokkonen working down the right side. Cuts across the blue line. Didn't see much there, so he retreats back into center ice and back into his own zone. There's a lot of skating going on here. Snapped up through the middle. Solo gives it over to Logan Shaw, and across the line it comes. Almost looked offside. It wasn't. And toward the goal it comes. Subban plays it behind his goal. Less than 10 seconds to go. Here's a chance for Ostapchuk here to see if he can solve it in overtime. He will not. Down into the corner. And we're going to a shootout. What a stunning turn of events for this hockey game as the Senators came up with a 3-goal lead after 40 minutes of play. Marlies stormed back with 3 in the third and unable to solve it in overtime. The Senators have not been able to solve it in overtime for 6 times this season. They have only been able to win 1 in the shootout against 4 losses. The Marlies are 1-1 in the shootout so far this year. We'll see who they are able to come away with and who they come up with to take these opportunities. Alex Steves has been a part of this previously, not on this, not available as he's up with the Leafs. Saw him gun off the ice earlier today from skate. And this is also the third straight shootout between these two teams this season. It has been 1-1 there. Shaw had the winner in the first game, and then Matthew Highmore in the second one. And that's the only ones that were scored. So we shall see what occurs here. Who gets the call first? For a second there, it looked like nobody was just going to call it a day. Logan Shaw gets the opportunity. One shootout game winner against these Belleville Senators. So here he comes. A little bit of speed as he draws out to the glove side. Cuts back in to the backhand. It just rolled on. Didn't really get a great shot away there. And Stephen Halliday comes to it. The crowd not appreciating that they offered somebody. Glove side, he comes in, slowly working it, backhand, and Dennis Hildeby turns it away. On comes Fraser Minton. The first shootout opportunity for him of his professional career. As he carries it glove side wide, cuts back in, hash marks, slides in, scores! Fraser Minton in the shootout. Gives the Marlies the edge. Don Giovanni, who's got 2 this afternoon, is going to try and tie this thing up. And he comes out stick side. Wanders back through the middle, scores. Now here comes Zach Solo getting an opportunity on the shootout. Solo taking it stick side, comes back in, lifts it, but Subban comes up with the save, and so Belleville can win it here. Xavier Bourgault, added this year to the Senators squad. Drives out stick side as well as he cuts back in. Stopped by Hildeby. So after 3 shooters, it is on to Alex Nylander. And that gets the crowd enthusiastic. Nylander comes out stick side. Works to the top of the face-off circle, draws in, fakes it, backhand, and just doesn't have that one go the way he wants. So once again, Belleville can end it here on the 4th shooter. Angus Crookshank will get the opportunity. Started the game off with the first goal of the hockey game. And now Crookshank, he drives in glove side, works to it, stopped by Hildeby. Now on to our 5th shooter, Nikita Grabenkin. What a season he is having in his rookie season here in the American Hockey League. Starts with a little bit of speed, comes out to the stick side. Subban way out. Grabenkin backhand, stopped by Subban. Let's keep.
Shooting is for the Senators. Number 19, Jamison Reese.
Reese at center ice. He rolls out stick side, slows it down, stopped. The tension mounts. Drama, I don't know if there'd be anything without these two teams if there wasn't drama. Every single game seems to offer a little bit of it. Here's Ryan Torberg. Round number 6. Drives in. He's on the stick side. Comes in. Tries to go upstairs on the glove side, but it's not there. And now an opportunity for Jeremy Davies. Usually loves the big, hard shot from the blue line. He'll get the opportunity here to see if he can't solve Dennis Hildeby and take the extra point here in the shootout as he draws it in, and he was heading back up on the shoulder on the stick side, but that one doesn't get by Hildeby. The 7th shooter will be Nick Abrazizi. And Abrazizi keeping it slow and low and draws right down Main Street. He was hoping to go 5-hole, but it was turned away. Garrett Pilon, the captain of this Belleville Senators team, will get to see if he can end it. Comes out to the left. Straight back in, and the pad gets down, and the save gets made. Round number 8. This is Roni Hervinen. And Hervinen looks in. He's given the signal. Carries it. A couple of steps. Cuts back in. Shoots. Glances off the pads. That one won't fall. This is almost what you might expect out of these two teams. A lengthy shootout after a comeback from Toronto, and of course always seems to be extra time that is contentious. Here is Pettersson working in with speed. Shoots, sent it well wide. 9 rounds. They got another game here to play, fellas, tonight, as the Leafs and the Oilers get to it. But here's Braden Kressler getting a chance. Subban way out. Kressler with some good footwork. Shoots off the pads. Right now there's somebody on the Leafs about to turn out the lights, I think, as Highmore comes to it. The crowd lets him know he's not appreciated. Works in, stopped by Hildeby. Wow, it has been since the second round where somebody has been able to find a way to beat one of these goaltenders. Here comes Mastro Simone. Coming out well wide right, or left rather, and now he brings it in, tried to send it up over the shoulder there and wouldn't find a way. Boucher. Now they're going to wait this. Now he's given the signal to go ahead. And he comes out glove side, draws back in, shoots, stopped by Hildeby. Just getting in front of him. This is round 11. And Topi Niemela will get a chance. He's just starting to use everybody out here as Niemela comes out, glove side, footwork to the net, tried to just let it slide in on its own, but Subban wouldn't let that occur. It's been a while since we had a shootout that went this long in the world of the Toronto Marlies. Here comes Reinhart, dangerous player. And he's taking a long route here as he comes close, and Hildeby not in the mood. This is the 12th round of the shootout. Jacob Quillen out of Quinnipiac joined the Marlies for a bit last season, has jumped into this season. Boy, he'd like to end this one if he could. In close backhand. No, Subban able to make sure that one was just a little too tight for Quillen to pull off the move. Zacho Stapchuk we'll see if he can send the few Senators fans here home happy. Back up the 401 as he comes in with speed. He scores! And Ostapchuk in the 12th round ends it. And the Marlies fall in extra time for the third straight game. March back to pick up a point, which is admirable to say the very least in what they accomplished. But they know that they had an opportunity here to pull off something big. Some days they feel great. That was Sunday. That was the Sunday where they came back and they got a point out of it, and that point was all important that they got against Charlotte. Then they had it go the other way where they were ahead 2-1, and then Cleveland came back and they picked up the extra point. That was in division, so that's a little bit harder to take. And then into this one here today as well, where they come into it, and Belleville ends up picking up their second straight win in the shootout against Toronto. And Zach Ostapchuk is the one that ends that one. So Fraser Minton, the only one scoring for the Toronto Marlies. Ostapchuk gets the third star of the hockey game, so it seems. Fraser Minton gets the second star of this hockey game. And the shots on goal, 29-22. The majority of the Marlies' offensive opportunities came in the third. They had 12 shots on goal to Belleville's 6. They were outshot in overtime 4-2. 29-23, they held it. Wyatt Bongiovanni with 2 goals on the afternoon. It isn't often that you end up in buildings that do things like this, where a team marches back from down 3-0 and then hands out the star, what I would think is properly. Bongiovanni with a couple of goals certainly deserves the credit for that and deserved the first star of the hockey game. He had a good chance in overtime as well. So, well, the Marlies fall in this one 4-3 with the shootout win by the Belleville Senators in the 12th round. You can join us again tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Myself, Danielle Bain, as we represent our tireless crew who does lots of great work bringing you incredible pictures of these hockey games, the Rochester Americans and the Toronto Marlies. The final here, 4-3. The Senators take this one as the Marlies fall for the third straight game in extra time. For Danielle Bain, our entire crew, I'm Todd Crocker. Thanks so much for tuning in to Toronto Marlies Hockey.